What perfectly innocent search turned out to be porn? Wasteland was a popular airsoft gear website in Norway back in my young days. And you would write, "Is something completely different?" And I would often write, "Com" out of habit on my mother's laptop, lol. Spoiler for the curious. It's BDSM. Hey, spoiler tag, damn it, you're ruining the surprise. When I was younger and too dumb to remember to bookmark sites, I would just go to them by searching them or typing the domain name in the address bar. One time, I tried going to Game FAQs and missed a letter, which was how I learned that Game FAQs was a porn site. Before search engines, it was a thing for porn sites, betting and scam sites to buy domains for misspelled and similar names to popular websites. Great way to target kids making typos. What a market. Not a fully innocent search, but back in about 2004 my colleague was trying to convince me that Snoop Dogg did a porn film. This was before Google really censored and filtered searches. And when he googled Snoop Doggy dog porn, focused on the dog porn aspect of the search. A coworker was trying to describe this dog she saw to my dad. She googled big black beeping dog on the work computer. Yeah. Good way to find the dog you saw. Blueberry cream pie. I was like 35 before I knew cream pie had dirty connotations. This sounds like one of those things that I would think about late at night, staring at the ceiling, preventing me from falling asleep. How many people have I told that I can't get enough cream pies? Told parents about how much I want them to give me a cream pie. I loudly shouted that I was a cream pie master in a room full of my friends. I had just mastered the cream pie weapon in Castlevania. Late to this, but hopefully will make a few laugh. When I was in lower primary, about 7 or 8, me and another girl were doing a project. No idea what for, but we needed a picture of Prince Albert. So we Google searched an image, and we were using the one computer connected to the fancy ass new whiteboard we had gotten in our classes at the time. So basically me and this girl exposed about 38-year-olds to a huge screen full of dick pics with piercings. Had to show the teacher that when you search Price Albert it would come up again, cause she didn't believe me. Lol, I can still remember her face of regret. Undefined. You made me laugh. That's a great one. Shame you were a bit late though. I'll see what I can do to get a few more people to see it, because your comment honestly deserves it. LOL, thanks. Honestly, I can still hear the mortified gasps of all the kids in the class. Cracks me up to this day. Blonde cowgirl. I was looking for character art for a Western TTRPG. I face-palmed pretty hard. Based on your username, you weren't too upset. Could be its origin story. There's an outdoor retailers in the UK called Blacks. So I typed Blacks and hit Ctrl Enter. Thankfully, now has a redirect. But it did not 15 years ago. It also did not provide the hiking boots I was looking for. And nor was it a site you wanted to open in full view in a university computer lab. Black's Photography is also the name of the biggest photo processing company in Canada. I sent my mother to get some photos developed. Oops. I worked at a Black's competitor back in the day and went to with the client to do a price match. That was a bit of a whoopsie. Reminds me of going to back in the day. I teach ESL, and when a student asks me what X word means, I sometimes use Google Images to show them, as opposed to just looking up the word. It helps them remember. I got asked what the word string meant by a class of 5th grade boys, and it seemed like an innocent enough word. The image result showed girls in string bikinis. It wasn't porn, but it was a bit racy for kids that age and at that time of day and in that setting. I don't use Google Images for kids anymore. In Spanish, the word for dental floss can also be used as a slang for string bikini. I had the same experience as you did searching for dental floss and how to use it. Kind of like how a thong, at least in the US, is not a type of shoe. I think Australia is the only place where it refers to a shoe. School project when I was younger. Had to do a PowerPoint on the seasons. So I typed in hot to Google Images. I learned a lot that day. Little Billy didn't want to work on seasons anymore. That was the day Little Billy became Billy. When my family first got the internet like 20 years ago now, I remember we were just having fun looking stuff up and my little brother wanted to look up his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys and see what other ones they had. That seemed pretty simple to me, so I figured we'll just look up the company that made them and go from there. The company that made them was called Playmates. When we first got the internet, my brother literally looked up stuff on a search engine and it was all porn. I think everything was porn back in the mid-90s. I first got introduced to the wild woolly web in 1994. Previously, I'd merely messed around with friends' AOL trivia and game rooms. But that was it. When I married my sweetie, he worked at a major university and had access to everything. I quickly discovered that it was easier to stumble onto porn sites than to find what you actually wanted. I remember the computer labs in my dorm in '94 which were on DOS. Though you could start Windows 3. One with the start menu. People would leave porn pics on the hard drive. There were 3 computers. And 2 of them had Hercules monitors. If you're younger than Gen X, these are monochrome. Usually amber. But capable of higher resolution than the color graphics cards of the time. Some people preferred them for gaming, because the better images outweighed the loss of color. Anyway, you could see high-res porn pictures in shades of orange as long as they were in GIF or this crazy JPEG format none of us had seen before. Searched Google Images for pterodactyl. Scrolled down and was visually assaulted by a picture of a naked woman getting railed by a pterodactyl. Can anyone actually get off on that instead of laughing their heads off? You underestimate me. Had one come up at work I had to look up very carefully. It is called the Dick system. It's hard to believe until you see it. But basically it's a maths resource for schools. I was crying with laughter at the website purely because the wording did not help its case. I'm surprised IT didn't phone me up to ask what I was doing. For those too scared to search, we called it multi-link when I was at school. It's basically those clicky cubes used to teach counting / basic addition. Found it? Clicked. As it loaded, wondered, was that a risky click? Was not disappointed. Thanks, friend. This makes me think of a post I read some years ago. This guy was filling out a test in school and had to list his ethnicity. He Google searched on Caucasian but misspelled Caucasian. Hilarious. Showing my age. But used to be porn. Found out when I was in Catholic school on the one computer in the library that had internet. I got in so much trouble at first. Then everyone was really nice to me because they saw the simple mistake. It was a whirlwind of emotions. Like the school called my parents to tell them I got in trouble for looking at porn. This was before people generally had cell phones. So my dad was called at work. Left work. But was pissed. Drove 40 minutes beeping pissed at me. In the meantime they figured out it was an honest accident. I still remember the daggers my dad was staring at me when he walked in. The principal pulled him aside and told him the situation. Best part was apparently to check to see if I was telling the truth or not. The principal and librarian took a blanket and made like a privacy fort over the computer. Both of them got under it and essentially looked at porn to confirm I was innocent. Oh. A girl in my class did this, in college. She was, of course, so shocked she called the entire class's attention to it. LOL. Showing some age too, but wasn't always Dick's Sporting Goods. Made the mistake only once. Meanwhile I'm surprised it's not still porn. Seriously. Who types that in blind and expects a sporting goods store? 30k employees and 9 billion revenue a year, I would fully expect them to purchase the domain. Reminds me of Nintendo owning the rights to Super Hornio Brothers. Means that Super Hornio Brothers is canon. Can't wait to play as Ron Jeremy in the next Smash.
Hey guys, if you like this video then smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more contents like this. And don't forget to press that bell icon to get notified for future videos. Thanks for watching. Click here to see more videos.